What the hell is going on here?
The book 1984 and the movie Back to the Future 2 share some common dystopian characteristics. Namely, the characters in both of these works experience forever wars, extreme social and economic class divisions, governmental control, technological control, mass poverty, and anarchy. Starting with forever wars, in the book 1984, Oceania has been at war with either East Asia or Eurasia for what feels like forever. The wars don't serve any purpose other than to eliminate any surplus that's created from industrialization, so that the citizens are always in poverty. In the movie Back to the Future 2, Biff has been ruling Hill Valley for the last 27 years, causing it to become a corrupt crime center filled with gangs. Back to the Future 2 isn't as much about forever wars as it is about anarchy. In 1984, 85% of the population consists of the proles, which are the lower class and are considered insignificant by the party. The other 15% is made up by both inner and outer party members, and their loyalty is constantly being assessed. In Back to the Future 2, Biff and his cronies own all the wealth, while the rest of Hill Valley is forced to fight for survival and arm themselves against rival gangs due to the failures of the governmental system. In 1984, the party has control over all aspects of its citizens' lives. They are supposed to be entirely devoted to the party, and there are many things that they can't do. They can't be in love or have sex, they can't laugh, they can't read or write, they have to work all day, and they can't have any personal interests or thoughts. In Back to the Future 2, as one of the wealthiest men in the nation, Biff controls the entire Hill Valley area and has bought off the police. He kills Marty's father, burns down the school, closes the public library, forces Lorraine's, Marty's mother, to marry him, commits Doc to an asylum, and then turns the city courthouse into a casino. The party uses telescreens and hidden microphones to constantly observe its citizens in the event that they might commit any crimes. In Back to the Future 2, since there's no government, there's no evidence of technological control. In the state of Oceania in 1984, everything is rationed from razor blades to chocolate. Winston only has one pair of clothes. In Back to the Future 2, the people of Hill Valley are severely impoverished in the absence of a government. In 1984, the society is very rigidly structured, so there isn't much anarchy since the government is very much existent. Unlike 1984, there is no government in Hill Valley since Biff has bought the police off. He is allowed to do whatever he wants and has no control over the whole area, which has crazy highways with robberies and murders happening left, right, and center. Moving on, there are some noticeable similarities between the protagonists Winston and Marty McFly. They both rebel against oppressive forces but are physically unimposing, and neither of them are special in any way. Winston specifically doesn't have a moral compass, and will do anything it takes to go against the party, whether it's murder, blackmail, or throwing sulfuric acid in a child's face. And Marty is motivated by selfish thoughts, which are to fix his own children's future. They both also try to stay hidden, but for different reasons. Winston hides to avoid being captured by the thought police, and rebels against the party secretly with his relationship with Julia, writing in his diary, and by renting Mr. Sherrington's apartment. Marty tries to hide from his past self so that he doesn't create a paradox and destroy the universe. Finally, they both also look to the past. Winston uses the past as a tool to retain his humanity and as evidence of the party's lies. He finds solace in the glass paperweight, the memories of his mother, and the photos of Rutherford, Anderson, and Jones. But Marty uses the past as a means to fix what's wrong by finding out what went wrong in the past and going back to the past to rectify the events that led to Hill Valley collapsing. A character that I found that connected to a character in the novel that I chose was O'Brien and Biff. Both of them are large men that act as antagonists in their respective dystopias. O'Brien earns Winston's trust by pretending to be a member of the Brotherhood and causes Winston to state his opposition towards the party, while Biff hunts Marty down according to commands given by older Biff from the future. They both represent the notion that powerful, unchallenged political figures can bring society to shambles through the use of violence and cruelty. To conclude, 1984 and Back to the Future 2 both are similar in that they share some common dystopian characteristics, like mass poverty and governmental control. The protagonists and characters of O'Brien and Biff are very similar as well. Both of these dystopias point to the larger idea that we should be careful of who we choose to be in power, since they influence almost every aspect of our lives. They both show violent politicians or parties that exert total control over their people and ruin their lives, even though London and Hill Valley used to be nice places to live.
That is the last man. If you're human, that